have been using flip teaching or versions of flip teaching or the ideology behind the flip teaching for about 20 years. But when it took the name flip teaching, that was quite interesting because that also meant that people had a concept around it and they could focus on the issue. So what I have been doing is recording information, giving not talks because I just use 5 to 7 minutes. I learned very fast that it couldn't be long. And then giving feedback to students. And I love giving, for example, feedback when I'm teaching art photography, giving feedback in education to tell people how their photograph is built up and what is good about it and what they could do better. Because when you were giving feedback in the older days, or before that, you said so little because it took time writing it or finding a time with one student to do it. But there you could take the photograph, look at it, and also draw lines into the photograph and explain why it was strong in the photograph or why it was weak. And I have been teaching ICT programming and stuff like that. And that's fairly easy sometimes because you're delivering things in the computer anyway. But still, you could, in the old days when I was teaching programming, it was this constant feedback that I could log into their computer and see what they were programming in and fiddle with what they were doing with the code. So that was what I did in 1991. So we're far away from that because people don't learn as much programming nowadays. Anyway, and I'm in an upper secondary school in North Iceland, and my teachers use it a lot that are working with me. And each and everyone kind of finds their own path in it, according to how they are as teachers, their ideas on how to learn, and their subject. So it differs from person to person, but everybody uses it one way or the other in the school. And that means that the students are used to it and expect it, and kind of better versed in forming some kind of ideas around quality, expectancy, and all kind of that. And then they start to do it with their deliveries of assignments, and they can often choose how they deliver, if it's going to be their own music, if it's going to be a video, and if the video is a talk or a music video, whatever, because it really doesn't matter what you deliver to explain how you know things, just that you do, to be able to, for the teacher to evaluate, has this subject been finished or can I do something better? But also our students, they can select part of what they learn every day, so they can learn more about some things than the others. Everything is online and there are no final exams. So it's kind of everything organized around it and take a longer time maybe to explain how it's done.
Okay. What are you doing here today?
Oh, you have to do that. You have to go to a conference on the subject you are focusing on and see how people are doing the things that you are doing as well, and learn new things and kind of compare notes and tell people what you are doing and get the feedback on that. And so it's both good when you find that people are doing similar things as well as finding new things. It's both equally important. So I think this day has been quite good. It has had high standard, so I could check in what I needed to do, that was on administration and assessment and the basic what people are talking about in one place and one day, instead of browsing through the internet and finding it, and then meeting people that are interested in the same subject. So we could kind of talk, and the interaction at conferences is a vital thing. If you organize conferences that you have never time to talk, it's a worthless conference. So that is important. So important to meet people, listen to what people are doing, sharing notes, and compare.